So we're now going to create something called a brace, and the brace basically is an angled piece of material that uses or we use to actually provide some stability to our model, because I found that when we're using our thinner materials, if we don't provide a brace, it rocks backwards and forwards and it breaks the finger joints over time. So what we need to do here is create an angled piece of material. There is a special tool in Fusion for doing this, but we're going to use a bit of a different way. We're going to use what is called a loft. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to create the sketch on here. Now you can have as many braces as you want. In this particular model, I'm thinking I'm going to have 4 braces, not just one on each side, but 2 on each side. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to draw it around about here, and that will be fine. So I'm going to do material, so I'm going to do dimension. This thickness here of the rectangle does need to be my main material thickness. This dimension here doesn't need to be anything in particular, but I'm going to make it, let's just go 15. In terms of height and distance, I don't really mind what I do, but I'm going to define them anyway from this edge here to this point here. I'm going to make that 5 millimeters in. And I'm going to then create, what else? I might basically just say that this distance here to here, let's just make that 15 as well. Okay, so I've now got that rectangle there. I'm going to go finish sketch. I'm also going to put a rectangle on here. So R for rectangle on this surface here. I shouldn't have pressed R for rectangle. I should have just created a sketch, because I do need to project, P to project, that point there and that point there of the original sketch that I just did before. So the sketch of the rectangle I just did before, I need those 2 points there because they're important. So I'm going to press on OK, and I'm going to go back to top view. You can see those 2 rectangle points there. I'm going to draw my rectangle now, and basically do the same thing here. I'm going to press D for dimension. I'm going to make this a material thickness or main material. And then I'm going to use my constraint tool, my horizontal and vertical constraint tool, to line that one up and that one up there. That one has that one nice and set. I'm now going to set this dimension here to be 15. And this one here, between this line here and this line here, let's just make it 3 millimeters. So you can see now I've got a rectangle here. I hit the finish sketch button, and a rectangle there. I'm now going to go create, and I'm going to choose loft, and I'm going to click on this one here and this one here, and it's going to create this angled point here. Now if you want it to be totally the same distance, the same dimensions going up, you need to do some measurements in order to get that right. The final thing before I press OK is I'm going to press a new body, and I'm going to press OK on that loft. So I now have a new body 3, and I'm going to call that my brace, because it's going to brace the material here. I need to press enter to accept that change of name. There we go. I'm going to turn off this one here and this one here. And I'm also going to turn off my spur gear and this one here. And I'm going to look at this from side on. I'm going to create a sketch now. So let's create a sketch. And that sketch is going to be 2 rectangles. R for rectangle, or 2-point rectangle. One here and one here. And these are going to be like finger joints, or joints that are going to stick into this one into the base and this one into the upright, I think. So I need to set their dimensions. Dimension here to here, this distance between here to here is going to be the main material. And this distance from here to here is also going to be the M for main material. In terms of other distances, what I will probably do is go distance from here to here is also going to be the main material. And distance from here to here is also going to be the main material. As much as can be possible is driven by the main material, the better your results will be. I'm going to hit finish sketch now. I'm going to now find those two particular parts and go modify on this one and this one. And in my case, I'm going to take it back minus main material. So you can see now that I've got that brace and that part there and that part there sitting in nicely. Because I'm going to have two, you can have one, you can have three if you really, really want, but I'm going to have two. I'm going to do a tricky thing to actually duplicate it across using the mirror command. The first thing I need to do for the mirror command is have a plane in which to actually set it off. So I'm going to use the mid-plane tool, and that's between this plane here, or this face here, and this face here is going to create a mid-plane tool there. So that mid-plane is going to be my mirror point. So I'm going to now create, and I'm going to create a mirror, and I'm going to use bodies as my pattern type. I'm going to select my objects, I'm going to select my mirror plane, and that's now going to be two braces on that side.